Now, if you have a set of pan watercolors and a paper towel and some water, you might want to create your color wheel with those materials. What do you say, guys? Are you ready for part 2, the actual color wheel work? And we're just going to do like an art exercise this week. We're not really going to make a big art masterpiece, but this is just practice. All artists do it. So what I'm doing here is I'm starting with a color wheel like we see all the time in the art room. We have yellow at the top and then red on the left and blue on the right. And it's just like makes a little triangle. Next, I am going to mix my colors, and I'm going to mix them right on the paper. And I want to make green, but I'm not going to use green. I'm just going to use my blue and my yellow to do my mixing. So I've pulled a little blue out from my little blue puddle. I'm going to get ready to do the red one as well. All right, here it goes. Got to keep my brush clean all the time, so I'm wiping it on my paper towel, and I'm going into my water. Now I'm going to grab some yellow. And I'm going to mix it right on the paper with my blue, making a really nice green. Nice. And look how I'm making that little disc in between them all. It sort of gives me an area for my green. So I have my yellow has its own area, my blue has its own area. Now green is in the middle and it's got its own area. And all I'm doing is mixing blue and yellow, and I'm getting that really lovely green. I am going to do the same thing to get my orange and my purple. Four more choices to create a water wheel, and they can be with things that you might just have around the house. Now, you might have just had watercolor at your house. I hope you used them. That was fun for me to just mess around with some watercolors, but if you don't have watercolors, there's still some cool things you can do. So if you have just some crayons, like literally the primary colors, red, yellow, blue, if you have primary color crayons, you can mix these other colors. And you can see I got started, and the trick with crayons is you have to work lightly and you have to layer. So first what I did was I colored a little yellow, you can see that there, and then I colored my red. I like to do my primaries first, and then I colored my blue. They're just little swatches. They don't have to be fancy or neat. They just have to lay down in a little triangle, if you can think of it that way. And so when I did the green, I'm gonna reenact it here. I colored yellow lightly, and then I layered on a little blue, also lightly, and then I even went back and layered some more yellow. And can you see that that is green? Like, I don't have any green here, and then there's green on my paper. Same with the purple here. I layered on some red. Here's a trick: if you put the light color down first, and then you put the darker color on top, and it's just layering back and forth, just some layering. That's how you can create that blended color, that secondary color. And I saved the orange so we could do it together. So I'm gonna lay down my yellow first. It's just a little scribble patch, nice and light. I'm not like carving into my paper, so nice and light. And then I'm gonna layer on some orange, some red. Hopefully I'll see orange. Nice and light. Let me go back to my yellow. Things take time. And I might even go back to my red again. Just layering, and I'm building up those layers. All right, so that's one way. Another way you can do it is with colored pencil, and guess what? It's literally the same. It's the same thing we just did with the crayon, but we're gonna do it with colored pencil. I started this, but then I wanted to do it with you, so I stopped. So I put down my yellow, just a little scribble patch. Then I'm sort of making a triangle, some red, a little scribble patch, and blue. I always do my color wheel the same. I always put yellow on top, red on the left, and blue on the right. I do not know why, I just do. So there we go. Now I'm gonna make my green, and that goes in between blue and yellow. A little light, light, light. Then I'm gonna layer in some blue. I'm gonna go back to my yellow. Might even go in different directions. See if I can create like something really nice here. Even though it's just an exercise, it's just like practice. It's like going to basketball practice. You're going to art practice. maybe a little more blue. Okay, and we'll get down to our purple. I'm gonna start with my light color first. Red. Throw in some blue. Let's look in. Show you one marker color wheel right here, but then I want to show you another marker color wheel right there. So we'll do two more and then we'll give it a rest. All right, so I'm gonna start with yellow. This one I thought you might have fun with if you just have, you know, the primary colors. It's called stipple, and I usually do this at the end of middle school or in high school, but I thought, oh, you might have fun with it, so I'm gonna show it to you while we're, you know, teaching and learning online. So guys, it's polka dots. So polka dots. And now you don't want to like jam the tip because nobody wants to ruin a marker, especially if you put the cap on and don't tell anyone and then the next person uses it. Oh dear, don't do that, man. Nobody likes that. Okay, so there's my yellow. I was pretty gentle. I'm just gonna leave it uncapped for now because I'm gonna use it again. Here's my red, same thing. I'm not jamming the tip. And look at all these pretty little dots. It almost looks like fireworks. I love fireworks. All right, and same thing, I'm gonna use this again. I'm okay leaving my cap off just for this little bit. And here's my blue. So there's my primary colors again. This is called stipple. I know I already said that, but if I say it a couple times, then you'll know it forever. Now here's the cool thing with stipple. I'll start with the green again like I've been doing. So I'm gonna start with my light color first, and I'm gonna do, it almost looks like I'm doing another yellow patch, but I'm not. Just gotta wait and see. But I am starting with something very similar. So I'm gonna do my yellow. Now I'm gonna do my blue. And I'm gonna try to just sort of, this is what you wanna start with your light color so you don't damage the tip. The yellow is not gonna hurt the blue tip, but the blue might hurt the yellow, you know what I mean? And now look at that, I'm getting some green using stipple. Same thing over here, I'm gonna start with yellow again. Oops, I went out of order, that's okay. I'll do my orange first. I'm gonna make another patch of yellow dots, yellow stipple, and I'm gonna switch right over to red, hopefully get some orange, and I'm just gonna try to layer in some red dots there. Now, it sort of blends on the paper because it is like, it's almost like watercolor, the way markers work, but also your eye sees the yellow and the red together and it kind of blends them into orange for you. And last, oh yeah, I'm gonna stick with my red. I'm gonna get this violet patch down here, I hope, this nice purple. So I'm going to put a lot of dots down for my red. And then I'm going to grab my blue. And I'm hoping that as I mix this in, get some purple, or the idea of purple, or just the suggestion of purple. And it either mixes on the paper, but it also sort of mixes just in your eye. When you see red and blue next to each other, your eye sort of turns it purple, same with the green and same with the orange. So that's another way that you could do a color wheel with stuff you have at your house. Okay, this is our last version of a color wheel, and we're revisiting something you already did at home once, and I like it when I already know something and then I get to try something new with that same thing because it helps build confidence, and I'm doing something new, but I'm using an old trick I've learned. So I'm started with a piece of tinfoil, and I have a spot for yellow and red and blue, my primary colors, and I am just gonna, I wrote that with a Sharpie, so it's permanent marker. I'm gonna scribble in a lot of yellow here. And, well, I'm also going to leave my caps off this time, too, because I'm going to be using them red. I'm going to get some red in there. And then I'm going to get some blue. Now I have my primary colors. Now, the way our color wheel is set up, I kind of already know. So I'm going to actually put a little puddle of blue here and a puddle of yellow there, because I know that's how that's going to go, based on all the other stuff I've already done. Yellow, and then I'm going to put some red here. I'm going to put a little red here and some blue. And you guessed it, we are like gonna be mixing. So I might be done with my markers, so I'm going to put the caps back on. Hopefully I have enough of my watercolors down over here and I won't need them again. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to dip it in some water, and I'm going to pick up some of my really nice yellow, and I'm just going to get that going on the paper here. Awesome, good enough. And then I'm gonna get some red. I'm just picking up some of my red. Oh yeah, making like a triangle. There we go. And then I'm gonna do the same with the blue. So then I have all of my primary colors ready to go, just in kind of this little triangle form. Next, I'm gonna do some mixing, which I love. First, I'm gonna mix my green. So I'm gonna start with my yellow. I'm just gonna pull in the littlest bit of blue. I don't wanna use too much blue. Oh, that looks so nice. And I'm gonna get, oh yeah, that looks nice. I'm actually gonna even put a little more yellow on top of that. So there's my green. All right, guys, there you have it. There's 4 watercolors, 4 color wheels is what I meant to say. Plus, if you have some watercolors at your house, you could also have done a color wheel using watercolors. All right, well, between all of that, that should have kept you busy. Either it was a little bit of new information, but mostly review. And you guys are artists and you totally know what you're doing. All right, hopefully you had some fun with that, guys. Thanks.